So the final of the qualifying rounds is underway. Round 5 is going, and the little Golf that had a little spill earlier, and it's the only car that we've had with any sort of serious offage of any sort, and not even that was that serious, is on the way. And Gordon Nicholson is also on the go. That's the man in the BMW hybrid at the bottom of your screen. Absolutely adore the lines on that car. It's a 1.5 litre 3-cylinder Model I8, the Sirocco. At the bottom of your screen now, that's Nico Janse van Rensburg in the Sirocco Mark 1. "63 cars still left in final qualifying, and that's down from 84, so quite a few have not either made it or got here and had 1 or 2 problems. It's that beautiful Ferrari. That's the 458 Darth McIntosh aboard. 78 race number, that is Janus Janse van Rensburg. That is the other electric vehicle that we got here, the Leaf Nismo RC. It's 80 kilowatts, and was first introduced to the world in 2015. Japanese car that was specifically flown out just for this. Next up, it is the E-Pace 300, that's the Jag. Ciro de Siena is the pilot there, filing on the accelerator there. Pierre Bester in the Alfa Romeo gets the order to march. Well-known logo, such a stalwart brand at one stage in South Africa and fighting its way back into the market. Here's one of the men who's set the pace in the A-Class, Richard Roots, virtually from the word go, so Roots is on his way. Alpha very tight through the line, making sure that he takes it exactly the right way. 71. It's the other Alpha, Piet Potgieter, in the Alfa Romeo Giulia QV. 3 litres and 6 cylinders. Very slick, very smooth. No bumps there. That set of shock absorbers working beautifully. Hardly saw any signs of the bumpiness of the track there that we've seen with some of the other cars. Lots of wheel spin there for Jason Basterfield in his F-Type S Jaguar 2016 model. We'll see quite a few Jags in this section of the field now going, as all the Class A's leave together. Travis Briscoe, also the F-Type S. Crowd is really now getting into it. beautifully quick start, very solid start. Davy Olivier in his F-Type Coupe SVR. This is a 5-litre version. Some serious grunt in that car. Fani Scholes has joined us again, and Fani, you've had a nice long little meander in the pits and everywhere else. It's serious time now, isn't it? The guys have got it all laced up and ready to rock and roll.
Arnold, a completely different vibe to this weekend of racing here. Today, this afternoon, definitely heating up. The guys are very, very serious in this last qualifying round, and then heating up into those finals.
65 is Marc Grenier in that Jag of his. That's a 5-litre turbocharged, supercharged V8 rather. 423 kilowatts. It goes from 0 to 100 in just 3.7 seconds. 322k top speed. Twitched a little there. It's not how we know Marc Grenier normally. Let's see what he does with it now. The Mustang's on the way. The Audi leaves. Mustang is a gorgeous looking thing. Also very smooth through that S-bend. First of the McLarens. And the Audi missed the backside of it as it was too quick for our cameraman that time. Oops. Got the left wheels off the tarmac there. 62 Ernst de Prier in his McLaren. That's the 570S. 3.8 litres. That's the M5 again. Rob Gehring setting one of the fastest times in the previous qualifying round, round 4. Gehring's obviously got that car absolutely perfectly set up for this particular challenge. That's Isaac Spies in the McLaren 570S, 3.8 litres as well.
This vehicle getting a lot of attention down in the pits. A lot of people coming down, taking some pictures of this vehicle. Definitely got the lines right on this one.
M5, how tight does Rob Gehring take it through there? Very nicely indeed.
I spoke to Rob in the break earlier and asked him if they would consider giving you a good deal on that car.
What's he say?
No, unfortunately he is enjoying it too much.
No, he's not going to let it go. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. Quite frankly, if it was me, I wouldn't either. Peter Lindenberg now. Lindenberg, love the way that he handles this car. I don't think he as much drives it as he wrestles it.
No, and definitely my favorite of the weekend. This a bucky up the hill and going at this speed, it's unbelievable. Definitely a sight to behold.
That's the Savage 660. No, I'm talking about the car, not Lindenberg. Look at it.
Unbelievable. He's really giving it horns this time.
There's another one that has attracted a lot of attention. That's Jason Evans, the 5-litre 8-cylinder Luma CLRS Range Rover. Beautiful car as well. Gotta love what he's done with the color scheme. Here is Bigfoot. It's more like Big Tackies actually. That's Sun Moodley in the 991 GT3 Cup.
Imagine your dad picking you up at school in that car.
No, worse. Imagine your mom. 54. And that's Paul Munro in his M3. So, Richard Rutz is the man who set the early pace. He again bashes through the 45-second barrier, 44.58. Davy Ulifi second, Arends de Pree third, Barry Ingle 4, and Rob Gehring not as quick as what he was earlier today, and that is 47.079 seconds for Gehring, who's fifth at the moment, but no doubt will be pushed all the way down the leaderboard as the faster cars make their way up Simola Hill. The first of the BMWs. There's that very quick Porsche. That thing is absolutely lethal.
I think we could expect some action. The guys trying their utmost best to qualify in a better position than what they are in at the moment. And yeah, it's this round all or nothing.
Manoj Maharaj in his 996 911 GT3. Let's see, wide it goes in. A lovely line through, that's nicely controlled. Got the car listening to him very, very sweetly indeed. It's Dan Zeely in his Subaru Impreza. Believe it or not, this car already 12 years old.
Oh
my word, hello.
Lucky though Arnold, because he didn't go through the time trap, so his official time didn't start, so he'll be able to move back and then restart that run. Lucky for him. Seems like there's a little bit of a problem still.
Premature speculation.
A lot of people came down this this weekend. Oh, yeah, definitely a problem. So now he's definitely gone through the trap. There's something not right with that car.
Well, remember that we had exactly the same thing earlier. Molly's going to try and keep going. Or maybe not. Yeah, there's serious trouble there. So now they're going to have to hold the rest of the cars again as they start off.
Yeah, this event being uniquely going just one way up the hill, so unfortunately that car will have to run through the track if he's able to make it all the way up. And yeah, then the rest of the guys can start going again. Still looks good, even going at that pace.
Even at that pace, it's a good-looking car. No, he's decided to
unfortunately
pull off.
So unfortunately this will hold up the proceedings. The flatbed will have to go up there and pick him up and take him off the track.
Richard Roots then clocking 44.58, and I have an idea that that is his quickest time to date over the weekend. Yep, it is. Quickest before that was 44.7, so he's left his best for last. It's a rather distraught looking man. That's a pity. It's Dan Zeely.
And trust me, he feels bad because he's holding up the guys, all the tires been warmed up, and the guys ready to go, and he understands exactly because he was in this position yesterday with other competitors having issues up the way in front of him. Spectators having a wonderful day. Sun's out. Weather's been awesome down this whole weekend here in Knysna.
Yeah, we've hardly had a cloud in the sky. It's been absolutely superb. I also want you to try and take notice of the greenery in the back. So Knysna and the surrounds has recovered beautifully from the fires that ravaged this whole area. And for that we're thankful. And it is beautiful looking, isn't it?
I think this has grown on me the whole weekend. Definitely, I remember as a kid having one of these posters up in my room, an iconic vehicle.
That's Rui Campos in that lovely Porsche of his.
Flatbeds arrived. Mr. Zeely just going to chat to them quickly.
He's saying to him, listen, Boykie, put it on there, and if they find a buyer on the way, sell it. Not a happy camper.
Yeah, probably the worst time of this whole weekend to have an issues right now. So
it's almost too late to do much about it now.
That's correct. So you'll have to hope and pray that first of all his previous qualifying times will be good enough, and then that they'll be able to fix the problem for them to carry on.
Well, he's battled with it all along because he had a very bad run as well in qualifying round 4, where he finished last, actually 63rd and last.
That's probably him for the weekend then.
Yeah, I would assume so. I think he's battled with it all along.
Yeah, spare a thought for the pit crew that's been working all weekend on this car, and unfortunately not going to get through it.
Yeah, it hurts everyone, not just the driver. It hurts absolutely everyone.
Tell you what, Arnold, the guys from the BB Motorsport team working, I think I was told between 11 and 12 last night there was still some activities down here in the pits. So yeah, definitely a lot of behind the scenes things that goes on that we don't notice.
Dan did clock a rather good time of 48.279 seconds. That's his best time in qualifying so far, but I have a horrible suspicion that that may be his weekend. The marshals, who have had an incredible time being a part of it, and also a huge difference they make, because they make sure that everyone is safe, the drivers, spectators and everyone else, and they love still being involved.
Absolutely, and taking their job very, very seriously, Arnold.
And so they should, eh?
And yeah, controlling the crowd. You mentioned it earlier that this event actually allows people to go into the pits, and these marshals then have to control not only the vehicles getting lined up, getting ready to go up the hill, but also the crowd. And I must say that you know, walking in and out the pits with interviews and such, everybody's very well behaved, and these guys have definitely got everything under control.
Totally. No, absolutely, completely and totally. And to all of them, we say a big thank you. It wouldn't happen without them.
Mr. Zeli actually managing a wave there to the crowd.
There's so many different volunteers that are involved. Neisner Animal Welfare, the MG Car Club. Oh, hello. They've got the Simola wave going. That's a good thing. That's lovely. It's only one hand, because otherwise you spill beer with the other one. So it's the one-handed wave. It gets messy otherwise. The MG Car Club, South Cape chapter, the Lions, Sedgefield, Neisner Sports Academy, and local business have all been involved in making sure this happens. There we go. Here it goes one more time. It's the one time in the day that you're really chuffed that you put on underarm deodorant.
I was watching the live stream earlier, and I saw that we had viewers from Spain and a couple of other viewers from all over the world watching us today. I'm hoping that the guys down in Mexico saw that.
Well, to those of you who have joined us, particularly our viewers in Spain, welcome to you. And very nice to have you with us. We hope you've had a fantastic time watching it. If you're ever considering coming to South Africa, this is one part of what we call the garden route that you shouldn't miss out on. It's a spectacularly beautiful part, very much like Switzerland. And did they drop the toe, or I think they did.
We just need
or worse, did the tow truck break?
Oh my goodness. Let's get another one out there.
Yeah.
No, I think that just came on it.
Just joking.
There we go.
It's as packed as what it's been all weekend long. I think everyone is now here ready to see the highlights of the whole weekend as they decide who the king of the hill is in the shootouts, the three of them in the three different classes. There we go. Okay, so we're finally on our way now, I think. Not the little royal wave. Practicing for the royal wedding. I can't remember there's an acronym, but he's in a Fufu-sponsored martini racing Porsche. Right, still Richard Roots, who is the man atop the early leaderboard, sort of, I would say, 30% into the drivers that are still left who have to make one last run in qualifying round 6. Paul Munro is second, Davy Olivier in third place, Adams de Pre in 4, and Barry Engel in 5.
Oh, the on-track commentators getting the people going.
Isn't it typical? What they would call the club members.
Yes.
At the cricket also never do it. So the lads there in the hospitality area, they also they lifted a pinky. Didn't really lift the arm. They just lift a pinky. That's Greg Maloney, who's another one of the voices of South African motor racing.
I think we are just about ready to go, Arnold.
Yep.
You mentioned the VIP hospitality tent there. That's the Lamar VIP tent, and a lot of the owners and managers of these teams are sitting up in there. I don't think that they enjoying this last little bit. I think the nerves are maybe getting the best of them.
Rui Campos finally gets the go, pulling that sideways as he went off. Lots of torque going down into back wheels and through into the tarmac.
Okay, definitely all the action starting up again. This is looking pretty good from him.
That too is such a lovely looking vehicle. That's Claire Vale in the Subaru BRZ.
One of the ladies competing this weekend, and Claire actually lately keeping herself busy getting the cars going sideways, mostly under controlled conditions, and here she's trying to do exactly the opposite.
Yeah, trying to keep it in as straight a line as possible, because as straight as possible is also as quick as possible. So Vale competed in various motorsport categories over the years. Renowned as the first woman to compete in the Westbank V8 Supercar Series as far back as 2007. Also raced as the Shelby Can-Am sports car craze overtook us here in South Africa through Peter Lindenberg. There she is throwing it around. The Class A Subaru Impreza STI in production cars, and also competed in a Porsche 917 in the International Sports Prototype class, finishing second in the 2011 season. And she has joined the drifting series and is creating lots of tire and smoke and noise with her Ford Mustang V8 in the drifting championship. It's remarkable how very quickly, in a matter of a few years, that's grown into a very big sport in South Africa. Oh, hello. The little Escort was doing a little side take there.
Definitely pushing it as hard as possible in this last qualifying round.
That's Jacques Bouwer, one of the men who's responsible for putting up all these tires on the side of the Simola Hillclimb. You've got 15,000 tires out there. Believe it or not, yeah. They lost a whole lot during the fire, so they had to bring them all back in. Remarkable story, and here they are. They brought them in from just about everywhere in the country, particularly Port Elizabeth. Gee, Mr. Bouwer is taking the tightest line possible. Next starter up and away, that lovely looking Ford. That's the Focus RS. Back at the line to the Honda Civic. It's Ian Stevenson. So Christopher Leeson piloting the car at the top of your screen. Little Ford Conquest is also on its way. it's still Roots leading from Munro, then Willifie, De Prier and Engel. Rob Gearing in the Beamer slots into the 6th place. But all of them are going to be relegated a lot further down the line. I guess except for Roots, Munro and Willifie will feature in the top 10 when this is all said and done. Oh, he's pushing as hard as he can.
Had the pleasure of driving one of those for a weekend or two. And let me tell you, stock standard, they are pretty amazing cars.
Anton Grenier in his Subaru makes a big noise as well in the 2.5 litre car as he goes away. He's been very quick and consistent in this all weekend long. Delivery of black and white really suits that car. It looks good. Watch him closely as he comes through. Now Willie Hepburn hits the road as well. 75 years old and still going like a Boeing. Although he did say to his old friend Roger McCleary, there's too much power in this car, he's battling to handle it. He says the bumps are a little heavy on the body these days. I'm not surprised. He's had a few bumps in his time. So it is Grenier. Look at that. Anton Grenier clocks 42.039 seconds. That is so impressive in the end. So Grenier and Willie Hepburn slots in right behind him. How's that? My oh my, 42.931 seconds in that beautiful car of his. My. The Opel Chevrolet. The record from 1981, so that's what it looks like at the moment. And Richard Roots.
Car number 35, that's Kai Goddard. Spoke to him earlier today. He's over here from America, competing in his 2nd Hillclimb, same class as last year, but a different car. Enjoying his time down here in South Africa.
What's he say about it?
No, he says this is definitely one of the best events, and he competes in all sorts of different events overseas. And definitely one of his favorites.
3 Rush Mustangs still in it at this stage, and all in there with a big shot at doing well in their class, looking for top 10s, all of them. Still Grenier, Hepburn, Roots, Munro, Willifie. Can any of these Rush Mustangs get themselves into the top 5 early on here in the last opportunity to get a final good qualifying time?
That's the Ferrari pulling away there. Beautiful sound. Looked like he got off to a very good start.
Here it is. Absolutely flying along. That's Sean Duminy in the 488 GTB. And then that beautiful Merc from Tuca Mechanicos, who's raced it here often in the last few years. That's the DTM 55.
No, we joked about it yesterday. I think he's got 2 crews. Listen to that. Oh my goodness.
And the Earth Shock.
Yeah, he's got 2 pit crews there. One to fix the car up and one to clean it.
Wade van Simmeren in his Nissan Skyline making those big noises.
Let me tell you, this car has definitely been one of the crowd favorites. Everybody's talking about it, making that huge noise going up this road, and also putting out some good times.
That's the Toyota as well. That Toyota is looking in superb shape as well at the moment.
It's Peter Zierli driving that car.
That's good van Simmeren as he makes his way up here. He's got it going sideways. Oh, hello. Slowly, son. And there is one of the contenders for the title. And Lotus is being thrown around.
Hugging that bumpy little piece of the track. Peter looking like he's doing a really good time.
Jean Hubert in the Lotus. So Peter Zili slots into third place. Look at that. Will you ever? Anton Grenier still leading the charge, 42.0. Then Hepburn, 42.9 seconds. And Peter Zili also 42.955. So the gap between those two only 0.024 of a second. One more of the legends of South African motor racing. Willie Hepburn on his way in his Nissan. Wade van Zimmeren gets himself into 5th place, and Charles Hubert. Oh, we've been saying that that is one of the men that you need to line up and look for to win his class and also possibly have a go at the title. Charles Hubert, 40.178 seconds.
There goes Franco Scribanti in his Porsche. Very, very impressive looking car.
It doesn't look like there's any airflow underneath the car. It doesn't look like there's any space for air to be underneath there.
Look at that. That's touching.
Ooh. Yeah, he's bottomed that out. And here is Dad. This is Martin van Zimmeren in the other R34 Skyline. He's just brought the house down.
You can actually hear the crowds cheering as they go up the hill.
There's the little bumps and bobbles. Safely negotiated that. Hardly had any effect on the car that time. I think he is flying over them at the moment.
It's one of the BB Motorsport GTRs. This is Willem Bart. He had that incident yesterday, tipping the tyres in one of the qualifying rounds.
In fact, I think it was those three there on the right-hand side as you spoke.
These guys worked tremendously hard getting this car ready for race day today, and Willem doing pretty good.
Yeah, Bart is going nicely in his GTR 35. Up next at the back at the start line, it's Kyle Mitchell. There he is in the Bell and Ross car. That's the official timers of our event, and they've done a superb job. So Martin van Zimmeren, look at that now. Things are changing. The whole complex of this thing is changing. 41.006 seconds. He's into 2nd. Grenier relegated to 3rd. Franco Scribanti 4, and Willie Hepburn in 5th place. This is number 15, Edrich Zwies. That's him in his GTR R35.
Not too sure that Willem had a very good run up there. It didn't look like he was having a good time. And not also, I'm not seeing his time popping up at the top there.
Yeah, he may have aborted halfway up and not eventually clocked the time.
Edrich looking quite competitive up that last couple of turns.
Darren Goodman's in his Nissan GTR R32.
Edrich slotting into 5th position with a time of 42.293 seconds. This is looking quite good here at the bottom.
Yeah, it is indeed. Oh, hello, that was almost big drama for Ian Schofield as the Mygale Ford Duratec left the line. He battled to control that for a second or two there. Wide through that turn, and then jams it back in and keeps it out wide again. So Schofield flying along. It's in that little 1.6 litre 4-cylinder engine, but there is virtually no weight on that at all.
There's number 9, that's Jaguar.
Yep, Grant de Villiers. In the Reynard, lashing it away from the line. Very good start, solid start. See if he can build on that now. Well, there you go, Quinsley Sale. We saw him absolutely flying up the hill there, 41.432 seconds. And it's a very solid situation in the B category for him. That's Siyabonga Mokonkwana in his Formula V Volkswagen. And Michael Verio, who had trouble with this car in the previous heat, it had to be hauled off the track. Let's hope he's got it all sorted now.
He these pit crews are unbelievable at what they do, aren't they, Arnie? Because, I mean, that car just had a huge problem on the way up, and these guys worked and got going again in the matter of a couple of hours, maybe.
Yeah. The sponsor is Advanced Health. Now he's hoping that the car will be in Advanced Health all the way up the hill. It certainly looks like it. He's having a good run here. Veria in the Shelby Nissan Can-Am. It looks good. Aha. Here's someone that we're looking forward to seeing as well. Every time that he's out there, the crowd absolutely adore it. I see no Andre Besaidnout lining up, and I see no Stuart White lining up in the Renault. Right, here we go then. This is Robert Volk, A1 GP Ferrari, 4.5 litres. Let's watch him all the way.
He's been competing and contending. That looks like brand new tyres they have on for this run.
Volk has been very consistent all along.
This is going to be quick on,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I agree. He looks like he's got the bit between his teeth here. Let's watch him carefully. Oh my word.
Whoa, that definitely cost him.
That could have been ugly. That could have been really ugly. Let's hope he didn't pick up too much debris there and he's able to shake it off quite quickly. This is car number 4, Wayne Plitt in the Lotus, the 211. So he's having a run as well. Let's watch Volk some more. He was absolutely redlining it as hard as what he can go, and pushing as hard as what he could as well, but it certainly would have cost him. So I don't see Volk's time coming up at all. He probably also just tapped off in the end, maybe.
He's going to be very, very disappointed with that little error there, because he was flying and definitely looking like one of his better runs, and then just lost a little bit of control there.
It looks like that is it for the final qualifying round. Round 6. And as it stands at the moment, Charles Hubert then is in the lead and has a time gap of 0.828 seconds over Martin van Zimmeren. And he is in turn just 0.4 of a second ahead of Quinsley Sale, Anton Grandier in the 4th place, and Franco Scribanti in 5th. But remember that the big names have all already qualified. That includes Andre Besaidnout and Mark Louth in the Renault, Stuart White, the teenager, and 1 or 2 other men. So the last of the qualifying rounds has now been run. The class final will start with the last 48, or the top 48 I should say, at 3 o'clock. And there's a lot of racing to be done as we decide who the king of the hill is. After that, the shootouts for the top 10s in the road and the supercars at 20 to 4, at 10 to 4, the single seaters and the sports car shootout, and at exactly 4 o'clock it'll be the last 10 standing in the modified saloon car shootout. Let's take you back to some really great looking cars and highlights from earlier today, and we'll be back at exactly 3 o'clock.
We're off to the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb. I'm rolling in the coolest compact SUV. This is the Jaguar E-Pace. Off we go.
We decided to take the alternative route, but luckily this car's got a really good sat-nav, so we didn't get lost or anything like that. You guys see why they call it Map of Africa? I am so excited. I've never done it before, it's my first time, so I'm really stoked about going there and seeing what it's all about. Piece of art.
Good morning, race fans. It is the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb day 2, and it is time for King of the Hill. So today we have all the practice rounds, all the qualifying rounds, and then tomorrow we have the big finale. Stay tuned on YouTube, stay tuned on our Facebook live stream, and also on the website. Hope to see you guys soon.
of the 9th Jaguar Simola Hillclimb. Yesterday though, the more genteel, slightly refined older set enjoyed the classic cars. Today the petrol heads were out, and so were the great looking cars and the drivers that piloted them up the 1.9 kilometer long Simola Hill here in Knysna in the Western Cape province of South Africa. There are three classes: road-going saloon cars and supercars. Class B is the modified saloons, and then single-seaters and sports cars makes up Class C. There were no less than 5 practice runs followed by 2 qualifying rounds, making up more than 1,100 k's of racing to the brow of the iconic Simola Hilltop. With 4 more qualifying rounds and class finals and the 3 Class 10 car shootouts to follow, it was Robert Volk who led the second qualifiers in his F1 Ferrari, while Andre Besaidnout set a time of 38.04 seconds in his only qualifying run in the first round. It's all set for a brilliant final day of the Simola Hilltop struggle, as it was brought to you by Jaguar.
Guys, we're down here at the start line, and we are with a very familiar face, Amanda DuPont. How are you doing today?
I'm excellent. I'm so thrilled to be here today. I haven't heard this much noise in a while. It's been amazing.
We're down here with the guys from Bell and Ross, and a few lucky people entered a competition, and we're going to draw some winners. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. People entered. There's a wonderful Bell and Ross hamper, which includes some incredible things. There's an Omani exchange Bell and Ross jacket. There's a pilot bag, just some phenomenal things. So to everyone who entered, well done. But unfortunately, there is only, or fortunately, one winner today.
Okay, so guys, if you've entered this competition, please listen out for your name, because if you don't come here and get down and collect your, I'm going to take it. Is that okay? All right, guys, let's go for it. Oh, there's my name. There's my name. Take that one.
No, you didn't enter.
Okay, the first name is...
The only name. There's one prize.
Oh, is it only the one prize?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
my...
the grand winner of the Bell and Ross hamper is Dos Schmidt. Dos, are you here today? Anybody want to help call Dos? Dos Schmidt, are you here?
Let's give him
I
this.
Should we draw again, or should
we draw again? Yeah. Okay, Dos, I'm very sorry, man.
You were just not.
Ah, man, that's disappointing. She's pulling another name. Let's see if this lucky winner is available.
Adrian van der Linde. Adrian van der Linde.
Nope. Make some noise, guys. Adrian van der Linde, you around? No. Doesn't look like it. Let's go for lucky number 3.
Diane Butker.
Diane, are you around? Diane Butker. If you run out of names, I'm telling you, I'm taking it.
Dave Grobler. Is that a real yes?
No. I think they're taking a chance.
Dave Grobler. There's he. There, Dave Grobler.
Dave. Dave, is that you? Here we are, Dave, just at the start line. Come around this way. We've got a winner, guys. Let's give him a huge round of applause. The guys from Bell and Ross with an unbelievable prize. Amanda DuPont, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been phenomenal.
Dave, make your way here, man. You've got 2 watches on, man. There's one on this side and one on this side.
What did I get? Thank you.
Dave, congratulations with your prize, sponsored by the guys from Bowles & Ross.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Have you been out here the whole day?
I've been here the whole weekend.
And how's it been?
It's been absolutely fabulous. Fabulous. My wife's the petrol head. She's in there somewhere, Portugal, Cape Town. I'm just the husband.
Awesome. Thank you very much for your support. Thanks to the guys from Bowles & Ross. Thank you very much, guys. A huge round of applause.
Right to all the in the pit lane, those that are in the finals. Make sure there's no cars behind you that you're obstructing. These are the top three in the AG category. Third first.
Yeah, let's do it, boys.
Right, so each horse was over 45, 2 last week. They're playing that one comes out 38.320. It takes quicker than clear right now he does not have the time to
That was built in South Africa.
That is a beautiful looking car.
And actually, you know, the Noble was always known as a British car. That every single one of them was built in Port Elizabeth. It's on albums by High-Tech, Jimmy Brown.
Yeah.
The only Noble not built in the world that wasn't built in PE was the prototype, and they sent over. Amazing, eh? And a beautiful looking car for those years.
Richard Rutz is on the start line now, and Rutz in that big 3.8 litre Nissan GT-R R35 of his. Feroz Ibrahim sets the fastest time so far out of the 5 runs that have been completed, 47.193 seconds. And Roger McCleary is with us and watching things very carefully. Here's number 79, this is Garth McIntosh in his Ferrari 458, as Rutz comes out of our picture and flies into the next one.
4.5 litre of V8 power. It's beautiful. They've all got their line sorted. Okay, cross the road straight to the first corner. Just dab the brakes and then you floor it up the hill. And if you lose speed, it really starts only on the line.
Yeah.
You know, we've said that a couple of times. You have to have a good start. You'll never make up for the bad start, and then you're on your own. And you can't make a mistake. No, not when you're looking for fractions of seconds.
Ernst de Preer in his McLaren 570S. Oh, that is a beautiful sound. If you have motoring at heart, you would absolutely fall in love with that sound. Not to mention the looks.
Good old McLaren. That's lovely. Our South African designer, of course, was the originator of these sports car McLaren, Gordon Murray.
Yes, and an award-winning designer in his time. Richard Roots, 44.63 seconds. So Roots was going like the clappers.
He was one of the stars of the Jaguar crew. That's Darby Olivier, after sales manager at Jaguar, using all the road. Look at that, he used it all. Now he'll make his way over to the right. And when you come up that road, you don't feel the bumps, but when you're going at the speed, suddenly your car is getting light in the front and bumping along.
Olivier flashing along there as well. One more of the big bangers. Now remember, this is the top 48 cars that have qualified to run in the class final.
You've got to hand it to the organizer. They have 2-3 cars on the track at the same time, over the 2 kilometers basically. And they really do, and the pits are packed, you know, they've got to get them out, to get everybody out the way, and suddenly it just keeps coming along.
So Isak Spies in that McLaren of his, the 570S, that's a 2016 model. Flying up the hill towards the finish line, over 1.9 kilometers of ribbon-like tarmac to the top of the Simola Hill here in Knysna, in the Western Cape.
No sliding on, he's just stuck to the road.
Absolutely.
And those
straight.
wings do that, I mean, that's what they do. Right, here's a hybrid.
This is Gordon Nicholson in that i8 BMW hybrid. Funniest thing to watch. I can't get used to it. Wheels spin and it stands there and then it goes.
Still.
And there's no noise.
No noise.
No noise.
And the torque is there from Rev 1, you know.
Don't have to go looking for it.
No, this is a hybrid, so it's got a little petrol engine under the bonnet, a little 1500 with, I think there's a 6-litre fuel tank. So to get you home with the battery digital. But that's futuristic looking. Just get used to the looks of those cars, because that's what's coming our way, the electric cars, etc. Flying along.
He is, he certainly is. Let's take a look at the line here now. Nicely done. Oh, he was as tight as he possibly could. And then on the left-hand side of the road, ditto. Here again, using everything. Oh, sliding it just a tad there. I don't think that's the easiest thing in the world to do with that car.
Here's one of the four-wheel drive Subarus.
Now, he's had his troubles here. He's had trouble all along. Had to abort the previous run. And this is in that Subaru Dan Zeely.
Yeah, he stopped on the hill just now, actually. Yeah. The electronic stop. Here we go. Listen. Please stop.
No.
Limp mode.
No. It doesn't want to know. It had exactly the same thing on the earlier run, and he was probably taking a chance, hoping that it's going to come through, but it's not.
What a pity, and he's very competitive.
Well, Richard Roots still leads with that sub 45-second clocking of his. Davy Olivier was just a tad over 45 seconds. A ditto for Ernst de Preer. That's what it looks like at the moment as they sort out the top 10 in each one of the different categories: the road and the supercars, the single-seaters and sports cars, and the modified saloons.
So our Richard Roots and Davy Olivier are ahead of Ernst de Preer and McLaren.
Isn't that funny? Hey?
You know, by fractions a second, but they're ahead of
they're ahead, yeah.
Speed up a bit, but he's got no chance in time. This is going to load for him, unfortunately.
Yep.
He's very competitive.
Unfortunately, Dan Zeely had the same thing in the last qualifying round, and he was probably hoping that having blown it all out, that maybe he's got rid of some of the trouble. Just whatever it is, it's scuppered his chances. This is a car that could really go right to the top here. This is certainly one of the favorites. Watch this very carefully. This is where it could all change now. This is Davy Hubert in that Lotus Honda, the Exige 2006.
He's the fastest man ever at Killarney in Cape Town. He and his brothers, Davy and Charles Joubert. I said to him a little bit earlier, what's the horsepower you got out of this motor? It's 2 litre, which is about 700, but I'd normally work with about 560 out of a 2 litre.
Unbelievable. There we go.
Flies.
Let's look at his line as he goes up there. I can't help it, Roger. That is a turn on. Whether you want to admit it or not, it is just such a beautiful rush. this car in particular blows up your skirt. Davy Hubert in the Lotus Honda flying along. Let's see how he goes.
Right now through the weeklies you go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and you get the finish. And he's flying. He's using all the right lines. Fastest man in Killarney.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely unbelievable.
He's giving this horns. I haven't seen him do that little maneuver, that wide slide and hard back in again. This is Anton Cronje. Here's another man who's a contender in his class. He's, oh, that wasn't the greatest start. Almost left it there. So Davy Hubert, 40.356 seconds. That's quick. That is quick and powerful. So Hubert right to the top of the class. At Lotus Honda, he made it sing. Not a great start here by the young man. Can he rescue what is to be rescued? This is Anton Cronje in the Subaru WRX STI. I can't see that he'll finish out of the top 3 or 4 in his class, but he did leave a little bit at the start line. Watch the line. Oh, tight, tight, tight. That is good. Very good again. Wiggles it through there, as Roger said. This is number 16, and this happens to be Quinsley Sale, another one of the men who's been exceptionally fast all day long.
Isn't that a beauty?
It is. It absolutely is. So Sale in the Nissan GTR, 3.8 litres of unadulterated power. Up the hill she goes.
And they've got a whole Nissan fan club in the stands. They wait for the GTR and they've got them and do they cheer. They're using all the road. And that's coming at us probably at about 240 k's an hour.
Oh my word.
It's flying up. That's quite a long hill, by the way. It's very steep too.
And just a little dab brake-wise and in left and out. Look at that now. It didn't touch the brakes that time. He was flying along, working it through probably 5th gear.
Concentration is immense. Look what you go into if you make a mistake.
Yep.
No runoff area, you go over into the trees. You actually do into the bushes.
There is no getting away from it. So Davy Hubert still leads. Anton Cronje, there we go. A good run by Cronje, but you can tell that he did have trouble. It wasn't a smooth start. 41.550. Here we go. Listen to this. Number 20 hits the road. Martin van Zimmeren. Oh,
that's launch control. You just rev it up on the power band. You just push a button and suddenly you're passenger, and it just takes you up the road so quickly. You know, we were saying earlier that almost half the entries at Le Mans, certainly last year, were Nissan engine. These V6 engines, you can just dial in the power. I mean, I've heard of people getting 1,500 horsepower.
Oh my word, you're joking.
No.
My goodness, that is incredible. So the R34 Skyline, look at Martin van Zimmeren going. It's really, as they say in the phrase, gooi milies. Wilhelm Bart, the Nissan GTR R35.
The pressure's on him, boy. The pressure's on him. He's now got all that aerodynamic package, the wing, which goes down the back side. He said he needs more wing at the back. It's very close to the back. He finds it small steps up. See that? But he hit the tires yesterday and took his bonnet off. And those little side wings at the side, he took that right off the vibration and loosened the bonnet. This is big pressure on him. This is Wilhelm Bart at his absolute ultimate. He is trying so much.
Yeah, see, he had a little entry and then another little go at it. It wasn't quite. Oh, he's certainly going so hard that he's getting this car a bit sideways, and that's not easy to do.
He's trying. Let's have a look at the time experience.
Right, so there it is. Yeah, Wilhelm Bart, 39.533 seconds, sub 40. There you go.
Best time from Wilhelm.
That is his best time. So he's been wanting to break 40 seconds, and that time he did. Here's the new Toyota, new look Toyota. Older car, but a beautiful new setup as well.
They're sort of racing.
Let's see now, because the marker has been thrown down. Wilhelm Bart, the first man this afternoon then to knock down the 40-second barrier.
The expectation, of course, that Toyota this year with the hybrids is going to win the Mars race. But it looks like they're going to take it.
This is a good drive by the man in the red and white Toyota. Let's see where he slots in now. So Peter Zili, he gets into 6th place with that ride of his, 42.840 seconds. There it is. just blinked up, and that relegates Richard Roots into 7th. Now here's a man that everyone wants to have a good ride.
He won yesterday, Classic Car on Friday rather, and his Chevron is...
Oh boy, oh no. Oh boy, that is dramatic now.
He was telling me earlier.
Battling to get it going.
Yeah, and he says, I don't think I can take this today. It's just not right. So for certain he's going to race in Swat completely. But for Hillclimb, it's not the right gearing. It just doesn't work for him here.
Oh, he's a Porsche fan. Look at that. The Afrikaans is lovely. Teleurgesteld. It's beautiful. That just looks teleurgesteld. Well, that's serious trouble, and that's one of the favourites here at the hill climb, and certainly one of the great doyens of hill climbing here in South Africa. It's going to be dramatic for him.
Well, that is a pity. Let's see if this is qualifying for this lot.
Yeah.
So Willem Bos of this session is the quickest, doing 39.5s. Now, if you've got away from the line, that's your run.
Yep. No, it's done. It's done. I'm afraid there's no other way.
Oh, what a pity. And he won yesterday. You imagine from Friday's winning in the classic cars.
Yeah.
In his Chevron, suddenly your car doesn't make it. Here comes another little Lotus. Another little quick Jaguar Lotus. These are quick.
So Franco Scribanti's weekend is over, I'm afraid, and that is not pretty all. Yeah, they are going to leave him run down to the back there, and that's it. What a pity that is.
Well, that's a dramatic moment in this, Arnold, really.
Yeah.
One of the favourites, and he's the winningest driver, as we said, at the hill climb here. But he will be decided. And he can just guard in one
Here's another man who could change absolutely everything here this afternoon. Oopsie.
Sideways.
Charles Hubert, up he goes. This is also a massively powerful engine. The Lotus car with the Honda engine, a 3.56 cylinder car. Look at this thing now. Good lines, nice clean lines, very tight now. Let's see how he enters this.
Any mistake.
A twitch, not even a twitch are you allowed here now, when every single second counts, because you're racing against everyone else and the clock. Oh my word, that tells you he is peeved.
That's Franco Scribanti. Next to him, but just behind him, is the MD of Jaguar. He's the sponsor. Here's Richard Gouvenier, and he just loves every moment about this. That Ferrari, by the way, on is wrapped in black. That's not his natural colour. They wrapped it as a wrap. And Sean Dumini's driving. That's probably the fastest car on the
So Dumini has been entertaining the crowds with not only this car's looks, wrapped or not, and its sound. He's throwing this up and around these bends.
He'd never seen this track, and from the word go, he just floored it and enjoyed every second.
And that's really what it's about, isn't it? Hard on the brakes and then into the right-hander. Through what is a little S. Straighten it up nicely too.
There's the streaker. Here's the fastest. Took a mechanical in the fastest Merc in this country, I can tell you that. Nothing beats us. AMG, whatever, it is the fastest Merc.
Duca Mechanicos, that's the AMG 5.5, and that also makes a spectacular noise. That sounds like a Mirage right next to you. He's got the bonnet off. It's it, yeah.
He's flying, he does fly. A couple of bumps, which you never notice. You go up here at 80, 100 k's a day, you don't notice. At 240 k's an hour, you do notice.
Yeah, it shakes up your false teeth, it really does.
Yeah, no, these plugs are crying so hard now. And look, there's no runoff area, there's walls as you can. You make a mistake, you're in serious trouble.
There's no getting away from it.
The road goes up next to Jack Nicklaus. It's a premium golf service. Like this right here. Well, I think that's his name.
It is a
winning
real
on Friday.
That helmet reminds me, but I know it's the inverted colours of Jody Scheckter in the old days, wasn't it? White, and then the orange stripe around the visor.
Right, yeah.
Just the inverted of it. So there we go. Escort is on the way.
He's still competitive. How's that? He's in the top 10 in his class.
This is Jaguar, and he and his company are responsible for all these tires on the side of the track, so they had to get them all back together again because the whole lot burnt during the fire, all 15,000 of them, so they've had to find them right around the country.
And just to truck them in,
yes.
and then paint them.
Yep, and they've done a magnificent job. Superb, well done.
Little narrow tires, boy, it isn't sliding. As we said, those are in demand, some rear-wheel drive escorts.
I mean, they like what people would put on now for a spare wheel. It's now a biscuit tire in these in this day and age. Yes.
I see them squealing a wee bit in the distance.
Here's the little Golf.
Julian van Rensburg, George.
Ended up doing a complete 360 earlier on today.
Did he?
Yeah, a complete 360. Third corner. Third corner, he gave it a complete donut.
Let's see if he breaks. No, he doesn't. No touching brake. Just do it right here.
Well, he's going nicely as well. That's a good line. Very nice and clean.
Everywhere you go in South Africa, there are city golfs and golf racing. I mean, Volkswagen has kept motorsport going for years, really. Escorts and golfs and Opels and all over.
That's where he lost it. Right there. There's the marks there. He did a complete little 360.
Not a good spot.
No. But he handled it very nicely. Even though he'd lost it, but at the very same time, damage control was fantastic. Limited to the smallest amount.
You can see the bottom of the hill in the background there. You can see how steep it is. It actually looks less steep when you see it on camera like this, but it's very, very steep.
This is the Sirocco.
There.
Nico, Janssen van Rensburg, both of them racing Volkswagens. This car dates back to 1973.
Tiger. WP and of course Tiger wheels. He's the tyre man in George. Came down, he used to be in the Henny van der Linde stable.
Ah, right.
They were legends. That was his man there. They used to modify him. He planked that car here this morning. They did serious damage. I think it was 2 years ago, the Sirocco. I think they stopped making Siroccos, actually, if I'm not mistaken, in Volkswagen lineup.
They were selling quite nicely at one stage here in South Africa. I saw lots of them. In fact, I saw one just yesterday, a beautiful blue one. It is a car that attracts your eye.
They just say on the props, you've got a guy on the pits that does interviews with the drivers. Did anybody want to go interview?
He's got to be something. He has to be. You can imagine what it goes on at home if he doesn't.
Yeah, over the dinner table, you'll never hear the end of it. Eh? Getting old, eh, Dad? Can't do the business anymore, eh, Dad?
Okay, here come the V8 Mastercars, the actually, this sounds like a great V8.
It does.
They go where they've got a whine to them as they go. Except just not an Ashley car. It's a BMW, so we got that wrong on it.
Piet van der Walt is on the way.
We have over 500 runs in this race. Have you worked out the stats of the Ks that are in the runs?
Ridiculous. Yesterday, 1,117 kilometers was raced up this hill. It's phenomenal. Wilhelm Bart still leads with that sub-40 clocking of his. Charles Hubert in second, Davi Hubert in third, Martin van Zimmer in fourth, and Quinsley Sale in the fifth place. Anton Cronje. And listen to this, Cronje is only 2.017 seconds off the pace, and he's in sixth place.
And also you see that Charles Hubert is beaten by he's the left wing. How much by 0.3 of a second?
No.
0.35. It's nothing.
It's nothing. Yeah.
Just shows you how the pressure. Two different type of motors, one turbo. Here's Roy Campos. Very hot.
It's lovely.
So that big thing. That is turbo.
911 RSR.
It's on the job. That's what you do. Let's see if he touches it. I'm going to say, let's see if he does tabs the brake. You arrive at that corner at about 250 miles. So you are all in the lump there.
And that's only about 220 meters away from the start line. Over the wrinkled blankets.
That's a good term, Arnold. Wrinkled blankets, yeah. There's the golf course on the left-hand side. The going up the hill.
Tight line, and he's using as much as he can on the left-hand side of the road there now. Tight in to the right. Well, this is lovely lines. He's picked his lines very nicely there.
Jack Nicklaus never thought they'd have a hill climb around here.
Yeah, within a matter of 20 yards of the 17th fairway, all these cars are screaming by.
Stays the same at the moment.
Helen Bart 39.533, and that gives him a differential of the time gap just less than a half a second faster than Charlie Back. More of the Beamers on the way. This looks like Charles Bart. Beg your pardon, Paul Munro.
Munro's got, but it's just got great lines. I mean, they evolved over the years. I wouldn't know whether that's a 2010 or a 2016 or 2018. They've got to really be close to be able to know exactly the same with those kidneys in the front. They've changed a wee bit now. The X3's got a bit squeezed on the side, but it's very difficult to change the whole that's being
and it's worked. It's worked. That's the thing. It's worked. It's had an appeal, and this car, the sort of design nickname for it was the Dolphin. 2001 model that was, by the way.
I remember the appeal telling years ago. BMW will never make a turbo engine. Hello, what have we got these days? No, never ever. It's taught you this, never say never.
Never say never. Yeah, Enzo Keen are certainly one of the very popular racers in this part of the world, and Keen has got that V8 Masters Ford, the Rush Mustang, going in the right direction.
His father, Christo Keen, of course, won rallies with the rally champ, as he has done two rally championship with LB Odendahl. Those were the great days of rallying, I must say.
And I think Enzo was probably born with a steering wheel in his hand.
No, he's a big tall fella. He runs a helicopter car. He flew that from Cactus.
No, I know. But you do the same thing, don't you? Fly your own chopper up with it.
It's just, okay, let's get the chopper ready.
Pack the bags. Keen, letting it all hang out. He's throwing that car around, and again, use the phrase again, it's not easy to throw that particular car around.
Those are the pits of the just a long marquee. They can take about 90 cars a day. Here's Willie Hepburn himself, 76 in July. He's been racing since 65. He just says, I've got too much. I said, I can't keep it going straight.
And you can see it there.
And then he says, you add in the bumps. But you add in this. He says, it's getting quite heavy.
Potholes, he says. That's the Opel Chevrolet, 7 litres, 8 cylinders. It's an Opel record from 1981. And it's set a few records in his time as well, hasn't it?
He was a champion 76, actually. He's a, I mean, that's really a 7 litre of big Chevrolet. V8. Sounds good.
You've got to admire the fact that the man is still out there throwing his body and his car around like that. Look at this, fearless.
He's everything. He's the mechanic. He loads his car and trailers, whatever. Willie does everything.
Doesn't matter.
With his wife Sue giving sort of direction, Willie does the lot.
You got to love it. Look at that. Willie Hepburn slots into 7th at the age of 75 years old and says to the youngsters, come on, boys, what's wrong with you?
It's a genuine Westman V8 car. That's Franco Matteo. Italian's got the Italian flag on the car too.
Tall lad as well.
Yes.
Franco de Matteo. Look at him go. I was just going to say the same thing. I don't think there's any air that flows through underneath there.
Probably. Actually, that's a shape of a Jag with a full V8 engine. But that's it as a Jag. It's always done this.
Very good run as well. I think De Matteo had a very, very good... Yeah, he did indeed. 41.195 seconds straight into 5th place for the tall Italian. Here's number 78.
Electric car, Nismo. Yeah. Competition department. A couple of years old, they brought over from Japan. Off he goes.
Jannes Jansen van Rensburg in the Nissan 80 kilowatt. The Leaf.
Yeah, and they've limited it. I think they've got top speed 160. But they have limited just for reliability, whatever. But folks get used to electric cars on.
I think we're going to have to, Roger. It's a part of the future. I cannot see it any other way.
electrical supply just at the moment. I'm not sure about that just now.
But I'm convinced that new ways of generating electricity is also around the corner. I don't think that's too far away either. We cannot rely on fossil fuels for much longer. But this is, for me, the answer. I don't think it's going to give us the driving pleasure that. But the old cars won't go away. We're not going to throw them away and put them in a bunch of burner.
But these go when you run.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Stunning.
Oh, here's a hottie. 29.
So this is Wade van Zimmeren. This Nissan VR38. Let's listen in.
Here comes the gunshot. Listen as he changes gear.
Oh!
We can feel it here in the booth.
It actually feels like it lifts you out of your seat.
No, he does slide around. I don't know if it's loose in the front. All the road, you've never seen anybody go that wide.
Oh, he's really going as wide as he can. Saved Mr. Nicholas having to do some maintenance on the side of the road there. He is on the edge though, Roger. On the edge. This is as... Oh, there we go. Oh. Yeah.
We don't care. No. We just want to see it like this.
See how much rubber he left behind there. He left some serious brake marks there. He was skidding that all over the show. I don't think that was a particularly quick run. It was a spectacular run, but quick it probably wasn't.
And here's a car, Peter Lindemerk's, this Ranger's going to put to the limit. He says, I can't go any faster near the top. He says, I'm on the thin red line and I get near the top. Big horsepower, it's the way to go forward. This has got serious horsepower under that bottom.
It's called the Savage 6 and it looks it and it sounds it, and the guy inside it is a Savage as well.
Yeah, I think there's a better get full value. Look, all the road. As he gets through the issues, I can't give any more to see.
He is absolutely flying along.
That's a bucky, people.
It's a real bucky. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Let's giving it everything.
Watch Peter line this up. Hard on the brakes. In. Out she goes. Firing up the accelerator again. Squeeze, squeeze. He's doing a great job.
Those tires are just about loose.
Yeah. So now here's another one that is an absolute crowd favorite too, and you can't blame the crowd for loving this one. This is Jason Evans in that Luma CLRS.
I wonder what he gets invited to the Royal Wedding with. I mean, he'll shatter everybody in the parade.
I doubt it. I somehow doubt it. I can't see it fitting somehow.
But the road holding of that Ranger is unbelievable. It's got big vehicle. It's got serious GG under that body. Lights on the whole thing. It's
beautiful, isn't it? Spectacular looking. And it looks like it handles like a dream. You know, there's none of this drifting stuff, and you're having to force it into the line.
I remember telling me once at the Honda Formula 1 racing department there, they were saying if you want to make cars around design, go to the Germans, Italians. If you want, I don't think the French, but if you want a car to go around Europe, get the Brits.
Really?
I mean, that is a big vehicle.
Still got Alan Bart, right? So here we go now. Here is a very exciting young prospect and someone that I know you're going to enjoy watching. Young Stevie White, let's watch him go the line.
16 years old, been overseas for you, going again. He actually went to academy overseas and missed losing the bursary for a full year of free racing by 0.08 of a second.
Oh my word.
And it was John Todd's band. I mean, he's the president of FIA.
Yes.
But I mean, he was right to say they've given him the rank ship, they gave him 2 free races, so he's going to go overseas and race. And race in our Formula 4 Champ. He leads that, he's been unbeaten.
He is a little flyer, and what I like about him is he looks like a smooth one as well. Virtually, I mean, at a kid this age to drive this smoothly, not easy to do.
That's a single seat he's not used to.
So there it is, Stuart White into 4th place, 40.497 seconds. So how's this? And I tell you what, I'll take you through the list as it stands in a second or two, because it's important that we watch Robert Walker. Also had to keep that thing up. I bet you that took wrists of steel to get that going and keep it in line. Now he's off and running.
He's really good. That's just won the A1 Grand because they're all stored in South Africa at the moment. They sent them out here, and all the electronics are stored in the steering wheel. They touch the steering wheel, to make the engine run. It's very complicated to receive. But they want to try and get the series going. That was the old A1 Grand Prix, we had A1 Grand Prix with Carlos Gallagher. And he is capable. That's what he's done.
That is very quick as well, I must say. I think that was, oh, there we go, look at that, 37.889 seconds. Volk was absolutely flying, and here's the man to chase him. Andre Besaidnout has just left the line, so the race is on. Robert Volk or Besaidnout. Let's watch this run of Besaidnout because the pressure is on now. He won't know that Volk has just clocked 37.8. Let's watch him carefully. He's going to have to extract everything out of the car. Remember that he produced a 36 early on this morning. How good are the temperatures, the ambient temperatures? Did he get the tire pressures right?
And he looks like he's trying, doesn't he?
He's pushing.
Now
he's pushing.
He's going. Andre is going. He holds it back. 36s. He's had 37.1 before he got here today.
That was exceptionally quick. So let's see the timing then. That's going to change in a second, I would believe. Robert Volk still leads 37.889 seconds. Alan Bart 39.533. There it is. Andre Besaidnout has gone 36.428. Boy,
Not the
oh
fastest,
boy.
he's been quicker.
He has been quicker, but he's quick enough now.
Yeah.
They really tied one on, but look at the time difference, 1.4 of a second faster. That is a lifetime in motor racing. So Besaidnout has really shown young Volk what he's got. Knew the pressure was on.
Amazing, it's like over in a flash. 36. Look, he's done 36, so he's 0.4 off a whole 0.4 seconds.
Shame, man, it's dreadful. Now he's slowing down, isn't he?
No, he looked like he was trying. Here's the old Shane
Hellberg, yeah.
He only started racing a couple of months ago, and he was actually asking people how to get him to stop. His first run here was atrocious. What did it fly? And have a look how he's learned.
Besaidnout right at the top, and that time difference 1.46 seconds. You're listening in the background there to Ian Schofield as he hits the road. This is in the Mygel Ford Duratec. It's only a 1.6 litre engine, but the Lotus 7 model, it is a flyer.
He says it's a pretty standard motor. Now Ian goes, he keeps the Formula Ford Formula going. He's really good. He's like the father of Formula Ford. And he used to bring out, he doesn't come out, Rick Morris used to come out, a man who beat Ayrton Senna in Formula when they used to race. He was a big friend, used to come out and race in Fords here. And he's trying. He knows about motor racing. I guess we're on road holding. That's not the most powerful engine from Ford. Not the most powerful engine up this hill, but it's very effective.
So we'll wait for that time to come up, but that was an electrifying moment there as Robert Volk threw down the gauntlet and Besaidnout picked it up. This is Garth de Villiers in his Reynard Volkswagen.
Well, that's a Formula Volkswagen they use. See, they were trying to introduce it here.
I remember there was a time when they tried desperately. It just didn't quite take off, did it?
No, it's quite expensive to run it actually.
So still in this order, Besaidnout, Volk, Bart, Hubert, Charles and Davy, Stuart White, Martin van Zimmerman and Franco Di Matteo.
Bart's done well. Third amongst in this company.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And to also have broken the 40-second barrier, the organisers must be thrilled with this because this is why the crowds come up. They want to see these flyers go absolutely crazy, and they have. De Villiers, he finishes it off.
That's a quantum taxi just past the camp.
Now watch them go.
They're using that for the media, by the way. Now's taxis. No, they are.
It's awesome.
And they're going to put the media all over the course to take photographs and report on that.
And they've asked the taxi drivers to drive slow because they're scaring the media. So then, that is the class final as the top 48 cars ran. The top 10 looks like that. Andre Besaidnout with a time differential of 1.461 seconds, 3.1 ahead of Willem Bart in the third place, Charles Hubert and Davy Hubert in fourth and fifth, and then young Stewie White taking sixth place, just not managing to break 40 seconds as well, 40.497, and Martin van Zimmerman in seventh, the first of the drivers over 41 seconds. Superb driving, great conditions, and it's been incredible to whittle it down now. The top 10 will qualify now to race next. The top 10 will race in the road and the supercar shootout at 22:04. 10 minutes later, the single-seater and the sports car shootouts at 10:04, and then the modified saloon car shootouts at 4 o'clock. So, Roger, you'll be thrilled to see what's coming up next. And this is from the London area, Wadsworth, I believe. They've sent us some pictures from there, because the lads are watching us all over the world. We've been told that in Germany there's a whole bunch of people, but this, I think, is the pictures we're about to see. That's the Brewers in Wadsworth in London who've sent us a picture saying they're watching us. So to all of you in the Brewers Inn, lads and lasses, there we go. I was just going to say, could you lift a tipple for us, please? There you go. Cheers to your good health, and enjoy it from Arnold Goetz and Roger McCleary, all the way on the other side of the world in Neisner. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it.
Good stuff. You look like you're having a good time, man.
So we'll be back in just a little quick break as they line up the cars now for the top 10. Don't go far away. Roger McCleary, an honor to have had you yet again.
Thanks, Arnie.
Guys, we're down here with Franco Scrivanti, and Franco, hugely disappointing weekend for you guys.
Yeah, it was a disappointing weekend. Look, I don't think we were in it to win at the end in any case, so we fell short of our expectations. But look, I mean, this is a circuit car, and our gearbox guys did tell us we were pushing the limits by bringing it to a hill climb, but we just wanted to try something different for a change, and we did, and we've learned our lesson, yeah.
Okay. Obviously a huge favourite of the crowd, and the guys up the road not 100% sure. What exactly did go wrong with the vehicle?
We're almost certain it was a first gear that shed the teeth, but until we strip the gearbox, we won't know that.
Okay, very disappointing. We were hoping to see you at the top of the hill and on top of the steps this weekend, but back next year, and
yeah, we'll go back to the drawing board and see what we're going to do for next year.
We're looking forward to that. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Housekeeping, to make someone a good wife one day, I'll show you.
So it is that time. It is the class finals. It's the road and supercar shootouts. And first up, number 70, Fani Skos has joined me again, by the way, and up and running. That's Feroz Ibrahim in the Noble Ford, the M400. Fani, it's been superb racing. They've whittled it down to the last 10.
I can't believe it's come down to this, only 3 days of racing, and these guys are still going and making it count.
Well, Ibrahim is up and running. It is such a beautiful vehicle. That car of his is superbly turned out. The Noble Ford. It's an M400 2005 model. Let's watch it go all the way up. Watch the lines too. That S-bend very nicely negotiated. 46.966 seconds. So Feroz Ibrahim is the first man through in the Rodin Supercar shootout. 65 lines up. This is Marc Grenier. This is such a big banger of a car. Beautiful car too. Grenier hits the road. Such an accomplished driver too. 5 times SA National Rally Champion. 2 times off-road SA champion as well. And lots of track racing behind him too. Fearless man actually.
Pretty impressive CV, and he's been spectacular this weekend up this hill.
Watching him very carefully. So Grenier in that XJR 575 5-litre car.
Very nicely through there.
And Grenier's clocking 48.485. That's one of his fastest clockings as well for the weekend. Oh, hello, here we go.
Up the tyres, that's number 63.
Barry Ingle in that 5-litre Roche Mustang.
I must say, Arnold, this was one of the vehicles that impressed me the most this weekend. Unbelievable.
He gets underway. Here we go. Barry Ingle hits the line hard. It was a good start. Over the wrinkled blanket, comfortably. No great shakes there, literally or figuratively.
Very tight through there.
Yeah, he had a little wobble, small one. Went in and thought, no, different line is needed. That's nice and smooth. Love the way he handled the tail there. Just let it rip through, left, right and through. 48.485. So, I beg your pardon, 46 rather, 0.7. So Ingle goes right to the top of the class. 79 now. Got McIntosh in that 458 Ferrari. Screams away. Sounds like a wounded animal, this thing.
The design is definitely, it was just a little bit wide of the track. I was saying that the designers of this Ferrari definitely got the lines right. Definitely one of the most impressive vehicles out here this weekend.
That is for sure. It's a beautiful look. Really is a beautiful look. Now, can he produce a beautiful time? First 3 have completed their runs. Spectators up at the top there on the Simola Golf Course side admiring the view. Let's have a look at what McIntosh has clocked. 47 it was. 47.504. He's into 3rd place. Here's my car, one I'm saving to buy in 47 years time from now. This is the M5. Rob Gearing, a man who was in control of BMW Motorsport at one stage in South Africa, and he has been going exceptionally quick in this car. It just tells you how powerful and quick this car actually is.
I'm just a bit worried about you driving this car at 147.
Yeah, I'll do my best. You know, I'll do my best. Get a driver. If you can afford the car, you can afford a driver. Oh, drifted wide. Drifted it wide. Didn't need that. Valuable seconds goes to waste there. He'll be kicking himself for that. Hard on the brakes.
Track temperature is definitely also coming down now, which is going to make a difference to these last runs.
So Rob Gearing, where does that place him? Into 3rd place, but slower he has. He clocked 45 odd seconds earlier today, so Gearing 47.3. I think you're correct though with your call on the track temperatures, Fani. I think it is making a difference. Jacques Wheeler in the McLaren. That's the 570S.
Interesting to see that the guys have been lining up more and more to the left of the start line to get that line straight into that right-hand corner there.
I've been saying that since day one, where it's clear to me that you need, if you can just straighten that out slightly more left and power it straight through instead of having to do that little wiggle. You don't want to waste any time if you don't have to. So Wheeler, appropriately named.
I think was it on Friday that we had Mr. Champion competing in the Classic Car Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, we've had a few very appropriately named races out there. I mean, Mechanicos isn't bad either, if you need one. Jacques Wheeler goes across the line. And Wheeler straight into second place, so 46.948 seconds. It's the next of the McLarens, that beautiful McLaren, the 570S. It's Ernst de Prier.
Just listen to that song.
Good line for de Prier, very smooth in and out. He does look like a very smooth driver. He's one of the guys with the McLarens that is really impressed with his smooth driving style and skill.
Yeah, some of these guys make it look easy.
Gave himself a little bit of space, which is probably wise. Very solid. So Ernst de Prier completes his run.
Yep.
Straight into the lead. 46.013. That is a great drive.
It's often those very smooth runs that gets the times on the board. Maybe not as impressive and spectacular, but gets the job done.
David Willefeer is away. It's another one of the big bangers. It's the 5-litre F-Type Coupe SVR. Used every available bit of tarmac that the road builders stuck down. Oh, oopsie. Sneaked it around there.
Pushing hard.
On the merry-go-round. Willefeer is letting it all hang on. He is pushing as hard as he possibly can.
Yes, he's definitely pushing very hard.
A slide and a hang at the same time. There it is. So let's see where Willefeer slots in. Oh, top of the pops by almost a second, more than a second, 1.0 of a second. David Willefeer leads now. Only two more runners left. Only two more runners left. Not a great start for Isak Spies in his McLaren. Has he got what it takes?
Very wide line through that first little section.
Yeah. So the order at the moment: David Willefeer, Ernst de Prier, Barry Ingel, Jacques Wheeler and Feroz Ibrahim. I think we've found our sort of top three, perhaps. Let's find out in the next few seconds. This looks like a good clean run as well. He's inching his way up the last 400 meters now, 200 odd. There it is. So where does Spies go? Spies into second place. So here is the man that could change all of it. Richard Roots with that 3.8 GTR R35. Is Richard Roots going to drive himself right into the podium? We'll find out in the next 40 seconds. David Willefeer, Isak Spies and Ernst de Prier are the men in possession of it right now, in the hot seat, so to speak. Roots, another one of those who has the car at his beck and call. Maneuvers the best out of the vehicles. He doesn't fight it out of it.
It's looking very impressive, looking very good.
Wide and in and left, hugs the line. Beautifully done there too. Did you notice how he used the weight of the car? Hard on the brakes, through. Lovely sounding vehicle as well. This is going to be a quick run.
Very sure. Let's keep an eye on the times.
Richard Roots, where does he go? Where does he go? To the top. Last man running there, 44.892 seconds. That is a phenomenal run. 0.075 of a second faster than Darby Willeyfield. Will you ever? So here we go. Next class is up. My word, how is Roots? I think that's his fastest time of the whole weekend. Waited until the last run to blast them all away.
I must say the driver's definitely that big match temperament, letting it happen when it's absolutely needed. I'm looking forward to this next single-seaters and sports car shootout.
This is Wayne Plitt in the Lotus 211. It's a car that's already 11 years old, but he's also made this torque all the way up the hill. Listen to it. Full speed here now. Absolutely full speed. He's probably up to about 240 k's an hour here. Lovely lines on it too, isn't it? It's pleasing. There's an old car look to it, and yet there's a new car feel to it as well at the same time.
That's right, Donnie.
Low to the ground Lotus. Coming up to the finish now, through the S's. Here is someone who's really captured the audience's imagination. Siyabonga Makonkwana in the Formula V Volkswagen Forza. Wayne Plitt, 49.8, so the marker has been put down. What can Sia come up with? Pleasant young man. He smiles, he lights up the place. Is he going to be smiling like that when he takes the helmet off at the end of the run?
He's been very impressive this weekend, Siyabonga. Very nice guy to speak to as well. Got a bright future ahead of him.
Good lines here too. So far we've seen the drivers going as hard as they possibly can, and just one or two perhaps in the first class that looked like they could have lost it, but Siyabonga there going nicely, 48.6. So he's almost a second and a half faster than what Wayne Plitt was. Here's Shane Holberg in his Formula V Forza.
Yeah, Siyabonga definitely doing what he set out to do this weekend. Spoke to him on the first day, and he said that sub-50s is where he wants to be, and will well past that on a 48.
Almost by 1.5 seconds, so well done, Sia. You did what you wanted to do, reach your goals. Good stuff, Wiki. So Shane Holberg up next.
This looks quite quick.
It does. Very neat. S's. And where does that slot Holberg in? Second spot. 48.6. Here's a car that gave a little bit of drama earlier on in the day, but I think they've sorted it out. Michael Verrier in the Shelby Nissan, the Can-Am. And sounding too. Also one of those vehicles where the moment it starts accelerating, it sits down more on the tarmac. Screaming up the hill. Beautiful. Brakes. Not for long, just a little dab, just to take some speed off. Smashing into the top, and now we're trying to reach top speed as they go past the line. So Michael Verrier. And he goes top. Wow, that is quick. 45.970.
Very, very good time.
Very quick indeed. Here's someone else who can go quick as well. Ian Schofield, the Mygale Ford Duratec.
Came third in the King of the Hill shootout on Friday with the classic cars. Am I correct in saying that?
Yep, quite right. So, Schofield, this little Formula V of his. Design in any case. Very pretty, good, strong, solid lines. Good start as well, and that is half the battle won. Got to get away smoothly and effectively. So at the moment, Ferrier with that 5.970 seconds leads. Let's see where Schofield ends up. There we go, to the top. Hello, 45.45. So Schofield leads. Just took the lead away there. And now After Villiers is on his way. Another car that sounds all raw.
I think his team definitely is one of the most impressive pit setups that I've seen this weekend.
All kitted out in the same gear, De Villiers on the back of the shirt, they all look spick and span, always had a smile on their faces. This is Reynard Volkswagen. Listen to him.
This is going to be a quick time on him.
Yep, I agree. Well, he knows what he needs to do.
That's going to be a bit of a...
Oh boy. Those tyres are full of little pebbles at this stage, and that is not going to be the ideal for the teenager Stuart White. Here he goes. Garth De Villiers goes top with a 42.013. He has absolutely smashed the rest of them. 3.5 seconds ahead of Ian Schofield. Now, what can White do? He's going to have to let it all hang out. His previous run was not that good and not that clean. Oh, look at him go.
No, it's pushing very hard.
It says fantastic racing on the side. That's what he needs to produce. Oh no! No, he's got trouble. Oh, there's trouble there.
Shame, man. This youngster has been racing unbelievably well this whole weekend and running into some car trouble right at the end of this shootout.
Ah, what a pity. Absolute pity.
Definitely something wrong.
Well, unfortunately, that's going to leave him right out of everything. And trying to figure why he ran away that quickly.
The marshals having a look at the big screen there. This just making their job a little bit more difficult. You can see the tire warmers coming out again to get on that car in the background. They're going to have to get the flatbed out there quickly just to get this car off the track.
Well, young Stuart White, there we go. He's walking back to the car now, but Stuart was looking absolutely mean in those first sort of 800, 900 meters. Flatbed is out there quickly. Tow truck will hook her up and take her away, but that is a pity. I would have loved to have seen what he would be able to do.
These guys had an unbelievable weekend. There's so much action and also a lot to do. Porsche fan there.
Young White trying to explain to the man in control there what needs to happen. This is a real pity. Would have loved to have seen what he would have been able to do. I can tell you that it is rather cool now. All of a sudden the temperature has dropped dramatically in the last hour and a half or so. In fact, lots of people are starting to go and get the longer wear. Really heartbroken for this young man. I would have loved to have seen precisely how much faster he could go. The rest of the lads now would have been prepared and ready, and they had the tire warmers off and they were ready to pull the trigger, and then this.
Okay, we've just been told that the diff is completely locked up on that Renault. So those guys are going to have some difficulty getting that vehicle back on that
that's
on that low bed. Yes, that's why you can also see, I think, the rest of the cars going back into the pits, because this might take some time.
This is the pits. Now that's a real pity for the young man. No, I think that's what the young White says. Seriously, I can't. Maybe that's what the car said. Richard Roots is back up here. And that is a mean looking thing. That pulls up next to you at a traffic light. You just say, well, go ahead.
Absolutely.
Slaughter me. It's okay.
Especially if they engage the launch control.
So just to give you an idea of what's happened so far in the single-seaters and sports car top 10 shootout, Garth de Villiers leads with a time of 42.013 seconds. Ian Schofield had set the pace, but not for long, because he got blasted away by de Villiers. So Schofield in second place at the moment. That could still change, although I think that'll be tough to dislodge him at this stage. In that Mygale Ford Duratec of his, Michael Verrier in third after clocking a sub 46. And Verrier has got a very solid pedigree. That Shelby Nissenavis knows exactly what it needs to do in his hands. So the marshals making sure that everything is absolutely 100% again before anything happens and they resume hostilities. This gives us a very good opportunity to one more time thank all our sponsors who make this possible, and our grateful thanks to Jaguar, who have made a massive contribution to global and British economies, creating thousands of jobs while pursuing automotive excellence in the UK and around the world. Grateful thanks to Simola Golf and Country Estate, and it is certainly now these days one of South Africa's most desirable golfing destinations, and trust me, actually one of the world's most desirable. It's a gorgeous par 72 Jack Nicklaus design golf course, and the exclusive River Club, where homeowners and guests enjoy swimming, paddling, fishing and birding on the peaceful Knysna River. And also don't forget the beautiful walks and runs and rides on your mountain bike on the indigenous Knysna forests. We also say thank you to Motul, which is a world-class French company which specializes in the formulation of high-tech, innovative lubricants for the automotive and industrial markets. The group editors who are responsible for the Knysna Plet Herald and all their great support in pursuit of publishing all the details of the 9th Jaguar Simola Hillclimb. Covert, which is a boutique liquor distributor that specializes in unique premium spirits for the discerning market. Bell & Ross, the exclusive Franco-Swiss luxury watchmaker, which has been appointed as the official luxury watch partner for the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb, and the timepiece of choice as well for the 2018 edition of this prestigious motoring and motoring lifestyle event. And CX Tippers, the finest quality selection of locally sourced aggregates, sand, stone and strive to go the extra mile to accommodate your every plant hiring need. So as they battle with that Renault, they've almost got it on there, not long to go now. And the flatbed pulls that back up and in. Won't be long now as they make their way up. In fact, it wasn't too far away from the finish. This young White probably had another 900 meters or so to go. He will be heartbroken about this, but that's how you learn, eh?
That's racing, and you'll learn from this.
Yep.
I think okay, so we're going to go over and look at some highlights from this morning, some interviews that we did in the pits this morning, and also spoke to some of the crowd this morning. Guys, we're down here at the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb 2018, and I'm here with Abby and Andrika. They're just normal spectators here in the pit. How have you guys been finding it so far?
Well, it's been great. The competition's been close and very exciting. Lots of new cars here this year, so it's really great to see.
Enrique, also not your first time here. How's this year compared to the previous events?
It's very nice. We love it to come here each year, and we'll come back next year.
Abby, it's actually your dad and sister racing here in this event. How's the competition? How's the family competition going?
Luckily, there's no competition between them, really good sportsmanship, so it's fun to see them go together. My sister got 0.1 ahead of my dad yesterday, so a bit of excitement, but we just had to have fun and enjoy it as a family. So.
Thank you guys, have a wonderful day further.
You too, thank you.
Good morning guys, we are here at the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb 2018 and we up in the crowd here. And just going to ask some of the spectators, are you guys enjoying yourselves so far?
Yes, it's a very nice experience and it's very exciting.
Are you guys from down here or travel down to come and view the event?
We live close by, about 30 minutes drive to here in Glentana, so it's not far. It's a privilege of living here.
Do you have somebody specific that you guys are rooting for?
Yes, Jaguar. The McLaren, the black McLaren.
Okay, do you guys know him?
Yes, he's a friend.
Okay, awesome. Yourself, ma'am, Jaguar, also obviously a fan favorite.
No, he's a friendly dude and he's a friend of ours and we love the McLarens, so we're supporting them.
All the best for the day and all the best to Jock.
Thank you.
Guys, we're down here at the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb 2018 and I thought I'd come down and sit with the guys to see what the spectators are experiencing. How's it going so far, bud?
Yeah, it's good, it's good. We come every year, so yeah, it's nice to see different cars and it's lekker.
And yourself, bud? What's happening up here?
Yeah, it's lekker. A lot of people say it's the same every year, but so is rugby. So I'm having a good time. I'd have to say the Lotus with the Honda motor would definitely be my favorite.
Guys,
This is Robert Volk, who is flying along at the moment. He's piling it on, going as quickly as he possibly can, and Volk goes top. Look at that, 37.691 seconds. Unbelievable. That is really fantastic. So I can't see that many people are going to go faster than that in this category for him, but here is the one man who can. Andre Versailles, what's he got?
Everybody don't blink because this is going to be over very quickly. Andre getting off to a very good start. This car has been performing unbelievably the whole weekend.
This is the Nicholson McLaren NME GR55. Let's watch him carefully. How much of a risk is he going to take?
Yeah, he's pushing on. You can see him coming up that hill.
Side note, going as hard as he can. Did that beautiful job there into this wide sweep. And now through to the S's just before the finish line, chasing 37.691 seconds. Has he done it? He has indeed, Jaguar, the first time ever in the history of the race. 9 years worth, and we've seen a sub 36 for the first time. That was his aim earlier in the week. 35.5, the crowd on their feet. Andre Versailles, you beauty.
That was probably the biggest cheer of the whole weekend. Unbelievable performance by Andre Versailles.
Remarkable. And again, the gap between himself and second place there, between him and Volk, 2.163 seconds. It's a lifetime. But how important was that one? Ripped out a 35.5 second clocking. Some of the motor racing aficionados are shaking their heads back there. They're all saying, no, man, this can't be. Remember when he went 36.006, that averaged out at 192 k's an hour. So this edge is up there towards 193. It is remarkable. Really, really remarkable.
Okay guys, we're coming up to the next and final session. This is the modified saloon car shootout. This is car number 18.
This is Kyle Mitchell in the Nissan, the R35 GTR Nismo. Sponsored by the official timekeepers.
I'm still a bit shaken up about that performance.
That is unbelievable. Honestly, didn't think that we'd see someone go. I thought that 3600 was it, as quick as what it could go. Little did we know. The windows are closing. Now we know. Gloves are off, or on in this particular case. Kyle Mitchell. It's a 3.5 litre engine. Rolling it up to the start. Let's look at him. I am enjoying the fact that we can describe every one of these runs uninterruptedly. We can concentrate on exactly the lines that the guys take.
Brilliant start.
Mitchell is off. Good start line. Look at that. Just dab on the brakes and through. Feather on the brakes. That's all it is. He drifted that in as far left as he could. He's going to do it again here. Beautiful.
You can see this guy is pushing the limits right here with this beautiful GTR. Ooh, a little bit wide there. I think he might have lost a little bit of time.
Again, just that. This is a harder brake. Get on it quite hard and then sling it through. Here's the last of the S's as they race up to the finish line. There it is. So past the line. Kyle Mitchell records a time of 42.384. That's quick. It's quick. This is Darren Goodman's 2.6 litre 6-cylinder car. It's quick and away. A little bit of a, not an unsmooth, I would call, change into second gear. But Goodman's, can he make up for that? I didn't think it was a massive amount of time that he lost, but 0.1 of a second is too much here. Darren Goodman's in that GTR R32. He's nicely in control. This is a smooth drive. He doesn't look like he's out of control. Oh, he got him a bit out of shape there and there, but he's trying to sling it through for the last bit of finishing touches to his run here. Second then in 43.488 seconds.
This is car number 15. This is Edric Sweers, the BB Motorsport GTR. Also hanging the left hand side of this start line.
Past the transponder reader is Sweers. Look at that. He was on the brake for a second, if it was that much, just enough to dip the nose and sling it into the corner. Beautiful looking vehicle, low on the tarmac, and the more he applies the pressure, the more the downforce squeezes it down on the tarmac even more. Chasing a time of 42.384 seconds held by Kyle Mitchell.
It's looking pretty good on here. I think he might win with a chance here. Let's have a look at the time.
It was a good run. And he goes top of the pops, 41.637. It did look like a very good clean run. So Sweers, 41.6 leads. Only 3 rides so far up the hill. Here's Quinsley Sale. This guy has been so impressive. He's been very consistent as well. He gets off to a good start. Oh, it was a little shaky there just after the start. Hopefully he can iron that out. The Sale is quick. Car of his is quick as well. It's the big Nissan GTR 3.8 litre car. Beautiful looking.
Yes, he's pushing very hard through that little S-bend there.
Sweep cleanly. Let's see how he finishes this off. Keeps it nicely going. He used the weight beautifully. Let's see. Quinsley Sale leads 41.20 seconds. That's 0.4 of a second faster than Edric Sweers. Boy, oh boy, this leaderboard changes all the time. There's no time to blink here. If you blink, you're going to miss something. Anton Cronje in the Subaru WRX STI
just listen to that thing go.
Boy, that sounds angry, angry, angry. Crowd love it. They're cheering him all the way up the hill. 6th runner then in this category, the last category for the evening to decide things as it stands. Beautiful sound as well. It's a 2.5-litre engine. And he has been one of the front runners all weekend long, setting the pace. Here we go. Here's the S.
So impressive, these guys being able to concentrate and get everything going. Yes, there he goes to the top of the
40.9 seconds. Cronje is fastest so far. 50% of the runners have been up there now. Here comes number 6. This is a car that has really impressed everyone in sundry. Martin van Simmeren, the R34 Skyline. Even the starter dropped a few bits of memorabilia. So Martin van Simmeren, what can he produce? It's an aggressive looking line. Oh, lost some of that front wing of his.
Hopefully doesn't slow him down too much. That was looking very, very quick.
It still is. He's going to have to just concentrate and keep it going. Here he is, coming up to the line. 300 to go, 200 to go, and 100 as he goes past. What does Martin van Simmeren produce? He goes to the top with a ride of 40.417 seconds. He's bested Anton Cronje in that Subaru. So van Simmeren in the Nissan produces the goods.
Donald, this modified saloon car shootout is very, very close by points of a second. Every time edges to the top of the leaderboard.
So van Simmeren by 0.556 of a second, and Quinsley Sale is only 0.7 further back of Martin van Simmeren in the time that he set. Here's Senor De Matteo. There may be a search for that broken piece. If that is somewhere on the tarmac, that's the last thing you want. So I'm sure that they're going to go and sweep and find that and make sure that it doesn't create any drama on the surface.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at that.
There we go. Let's see just what happened here. Oh, that's strange, isn't it? Maybe not fastened properly, or just with that, what I call the wrinkled blanket. Some of the downforce hit it and just crunched it and squeezed it out of its place. I don't think it had any effect though, in the end, thank goodness. But that is what makes this event so good. The marshals were onto that very, very quickly, and they made sure that that was not going to be there, so they're sending the crew out. They've already picked it up apparently, so that's the good news.
It's probably not a piece of equipment that they would want to leave out there. No. Probably a couple of thousand rand.
Yeah, so you want to go and fetch it, depending on how badly it's broken. You could possibly do the business and get it back in there, but it didn't hamper Martin van Simmeren at all. 40.417 seconds. It's his quickest time up here. That car has thrilled so many of the spectators who've been here. This little lad is going to go home absolutely exhausted at the end of it all, but he would have had the thrill of his life so far. Big eyes checking it all out. Here's De Matteo. It's the big Jaguar with the Ford engine, the V8 supercar. What can Franco produce here? Just making sure that the clerks of the course there get out and away. The starter's orders now. It's a big sounding machine. I don't think he got away as quickly as what he wanted to, but once he got into his stride, he's got it rolling.
Always very difficult after a little interruption like that, sitting there on the line, concentrating, and then that disruption happens, so that breaks a little bit of your speed, but yeah, he's performing well now.
Very clean, good run. Determined to hold his line, make sure that he stays on it. Gee, how was that turn? He turned it on a ticky there, as the old people would have said.
Very good. Let's keep an eye out for the time there.
So De Matteo, he gets himself 40.593 seconds. That's into second place. Here's another man who could make things very difficult for the rest. Charles Hubert in the Lotus with the Honda engine. 3.5 litres worth of it.
This car's been very, very fast this whole weekend. Very impressive.
And consistent as well.
Absolutely. The guys in the pits working really hard to get this car going up there.
Hubert is the 8th one, third to last to go. Getting a little bent out of shape there. Good stuff though as he works his way through that turn. Now the right-hander. Back in, tight as you go. Into the S's for the last time. Lovely.
Looking good.
He's done a good job. Charles Hubert goes top by breaking 40. 39.5. Have you ever? There's just no one that settles at the top here.
It's a really, really good time. This is car number 17. This is Willem Bart. This is going to be quick, guys. Don't blink.
GTR R35. Debris everywhere as he goes along. So Willem Bart, can he dislodge Charles Hubert at the top? But he's going to have to produce an awesome run here. It's going to have to be faultless and superb. Sparks going at the bottom there. Underside of that car. Oh, it was so tight.
I can barely breathe.
So waiting to see where he ends up. Oh no! That's going to cost him. That is going to cost him. Well, there you go. Look at that then. Willem Bart still, even though he hit that tyre, 39.463 seconds. That is remarkable. Look at that. Flattened it.
We'll just have to wait and see, because that might incur penalties because he hit that tyre. There's the front splitter come off. That's a second time this weekend, Arnie, that front splitter's come off. And on the last run, thank goodness, the pit crew doesn't have to get that back together again.
Willem Bart then, but there could be penalties for that. 39.463 seconds, and he ends up at, listen to this, 0.05 of a second faster than Charles Hubert. Here's another look at it. Just drifted it, corrected and overcorrected. It is fractions in the end, and remarkable that that did not disrupt the car more. You would have thought it would have disrupted it more than that.
Just imagine if he had missed that.
Yeah.
What the time could have been.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that could be a little bit of that temperature in the track.
Also true, or lack of.
Lack of, yes.
Quite true. Good point. Good point. Well, again, they're going to have to go and pick it up. Look at that. There's that's quite a lot of that splitter that got left behind. Some of the underside of the car as well, I figure. He hurt that quite heavily.
This is quite extensive damage to this car.
Drifting it. He's now lost it. He's trying to correct. He overcorrects, and then it's the last bit of tyre on his route. The last bit. Never have thought that that's even possible, quite frankly. Let's look at it one more time. And I must say, for so many runs and so many cars going up here so quickly, we've had so few incidents. It's actually been remarkable.
Obviously, Willem pushing really hard.
That was already hanging out on the side. He clipped it somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's actually not the car that clips it. It's the side of the splitter that was already. So he's clipped it somewhere else. That's what I think has happened there.
Aerodynamics for this car was designed for park speed in America.
That car could actually have quite a bit of damage sitting at the top of the hill.
Which again, then your question is a good one. How much faster could he have gone if he didn't have that drama? So there is no doubt in my mind that he clipped something somewhere, and maybe that's why he lost his shape coming into that. It would be interesting to see a bit further back exactly what he hit that loosened that piece of the car. So just one more car to go.
He made up his mind that put so much work in on going to road.
I tell you what, that Peugeot rally car absolutely flew up like speed.
Official starter explaining to the boys exactly what he thinks happened, and he thinks it's quite funny too.
875 horsepower.
I think that's Davi Hubert who's lining up there in the Lotus Honda Exige. That's the 2.4 litre engine.
So Arnold, I think the starters must have waved that flag to start thousands of cars over this past weekend. I reckon he's probably going to have a good race tonight.
Well, we were saying that he's certainly going to have to get a massage for those three fingers that does the countdown, because that must hurt after doing that so many times over the weekend. He's done a wonderful job. In fact, all the marshals have. We cannot say thank you enough, because not only are they obviously first and foremost concerned with the safety of the drivers, but every member of the public they've looked after as if it's their own family, and that's the important part. Thanks for coming, boys. We appreciate it. Well, even if you've come all the way from Haarlem, very good of you to have come.
And the guys getting the track ready for this final car to go up the and Arnold, I can't believe that it's come to this. This is the last run.
Unbelievable, hey? So at the moment then, Wilhelm Bart is the leader. We'll try and find out if he is going to get time penalties or not and keep you informed. He's at time 39.463. That is only 0.05 of a second ahead of Charles Hubert. And at this stage, Martin van Zimmeren is on the third step of the podium. So the king of the hill, let's come down to this. One more car to go. Here it is. Davi Hubert in that Lotus with a Honda engine. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Very good start, Arnold.
Lots of dark smoke pouring out of there, though. Lovely clean line.
This looks very, very quick.
The wrinkled blanket doesn't upset him too much at all. Lots of space to spare there as well. This is a clean run, very clean run. Not gambled too much, he's kept it smooth and clean, but foot on the accelerator. Listen to that, he didn't lean back at all on that. He's given it absolutely everything as he goes past the line. No, not good enough. So Hubert in the end, Davi Hubert gets into third place with a time of 40.025 seconds. Charles Hubert in second, and Wilhelm Bart with that 39.4. Let's find out though what the situation is and whether he is going to get himself a penalty or not. Well, finally, it's been incredible. It looks like it stands at this stage. I don't think there's going to be penalties, so I have to assume that at this point, that is how it will stand. Wilhelm Bart at 39.463 seconds with a superb run. Really, really just the most incredible run, and who knows how much faster it could have been if he hadn't had drama.
Very impressive by the guys there from DB Motorsports.
So let's take you back and show you some of the highlights, which will again include looking at what Mr. Bart did to his vehicle.
Take the opportunity to thank our marshals, our medics, the firefolk, the town of Meisner, the mayor of Meisner, Tian Schroffi and his team I think they've done an absolute brilliant job here. I think let's give them a round of applause, folks. You guys are not coming next week with a freak.
So as we take a look at these highlights from the last of the modified saloon car shootouts, you remember we told you that there was Wilhelm Bart who clipped, and he clipped some of the tires. So at this stage, if there isn't an objection, and that should happen within 30 minutes of the race, then the results will stand as it is at the moment, with Wilhelm Bart winning the modified saloon car shootout with that blistering clocking of his of 39.463 seconds. endurance as well as mechanical endurance was certainly tested over the last 3 days, right from the first classic car that rolled up until the last modified saloon car went up the hill. Wilhelm Barton set that blistering 39.46 seconds time. It has been an absolute joy. So on behalf of our commentary team, which included the legend Roger McCleary, Fani Skos with me. Fani, thank you for your work, and we loved your interviews. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much, Arnie. It was a pleasure working with you guys, and hope we'll see all of you guys here next year.
I certainly look forward to that as well. So on behalf of the whole team, I'm Arnold Getz, for the last time saying thanks for watching.